Welcome. This is going to be an exciting show. You won't believe it. My name is Queen Anne Cannon. I want to welcome you to Peninsula View. Now, my guest today, I'm excited, so I'll probably mess up things a lot today, but Mr. Eric Roberts.
Yes, ma'am.
And he's going to tell you why we're here, okay? So I won't mess it up. So, Eric.
I'm Eric Roberts, owner and founder of South Bay Spirits, San Jose's first craft distillery. In our tasting room, we have some great products online. We have our ER 1.0.
And this is a vodka, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Is this the I just want to ask, and I don't know a lot about liquor, but some. I do. Not like I don't know nothing, but I do know some. Vodka is the ones that they make the apple martinis?
Yes.
Is that one of the? Okay, good. I know. Okay, and this is your own brand?
This is my own brand.
He made up everything about the brand?
Yes, ma'am.
The logo?
The logo, the labeling, all of it.
Ingenious.
And most importantly, the contents.
The content. You mean there's a certain content, and what made you do this?
I've always been an entrepreneur, and I started this 8 years ago on a hobby level, just to make my own alcohol for my own consumption at the time.
So you have those kind of taste buds that you can tell good alcohol.
I do. I've been dabbling in the kitchen for quite some time.
Okay.
So I've always been very good at mixing flavors. I like to get in the kitchen with my mom a lot.
Have you worked as a bartender before?
No, never as a bartender, not a professional bartender, but at parties and things and gatherings, I'd always somehow find my way to be the one pouring everyone's drinks. But that's neither here nor there. It started as me just trying to make my own alcohol for my own consumption. And needless to say, my first batch was horrible.
Horrible. Well,
horrible.
Well, thank goodness you didn't give up.
Right. Well, that there then became a challenge.
Oh, okay.
So I can do better than that.
A man with a passion. Okay?
So I'm constantly challenging myself to do better. And along the way, I went through my own trial and error with myself and my wife. Then I got to a point where it was good enough to share.
Now, did you ever go to school, classes? What education did you have to do? Or this is just all from your taste buds?
All from my taste buds.
That is so amazing.
Math and science major.
Oh, math. So
but
he already comes with something, okay? It's not like he just got up in the morning.
It's no formal training on distilling though. No, it was a passion project. And I just got very good at it.
That is so awesome. I'm so impressed.
Thank you.
I can't really admire anybody who steps out there on branches that has never been there before and make their own way into, what looks like going to be a very successful business. So
thank you.
Thank you for doing that. And so you made up these names for the different alcohol.
Well, technically, my parents made up the name of this one.
Oh, because what is this one called?
I'm Eric Roberts, and so Eric Roberts 1.0. So this brand is actually my self-named vodka. People don't know that. They see ER and automatically think emergency room.
That is, of course, if you drink too much, then you have to be careful.
You might end up in the emergency room, but we do encourage all to drink responsibly.
Yes, that's a good thing. Well, so this one, because it's the same name.
Correct.
This is a citrus vodka?
This is the citrus infused vodka. So they're both 7 times distilled.
And what does that mean?
So the more distillations you have, the cleaner the product is.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Okay.
So in between the 6th and 7th distillation on this one, we soak the distillate with lemon and lime zest to extract the essential oils just out of the zest of the lemon and lime peels.
Wow.
Then we put it back into the still, so it goes through the distillation process, and the alcohol vapor actually carries the essential oils. So any impurities that you may have gotten from the lemon and lime zest are now left behind as the alcohol vapor takes the essential oils.
But the fact you're the only one ever in San Jose, what is that attributed to that you have it? Was it that they weren't used to it, or?
Well, the craft distillery market in California is still in its infancy state as a whole. California's just started to release regulations prohibiting certain things for distilled spirits manufacturers. Up until 3 years ago, California was still operating under post-prohibition law.
Oh my God, that's so antiquated.
Correct.
Yeah.
So California is now decided to start getting with the times, and they are releasing a lot of the regulations like they have for the beer and wine industry.
Now, I know this is a personal question, but I just want to ask, how old are you? Are you part of the 20th century?
I am.
You're the what they call the millennials?
No, I'm not a millennial.
No?
I was born in the 70s. I'm actually 42 years old.
Are you serious?
Yes, ma'am.
Well, good for your mother and father, honey. They did you well.
They
you
say
do not look like that.
They say it doesn't crack.
And okay, so I see that I don't drink beer, but this looks like a beer.
No, this is a ginger beer, and we use a ginger beer in one of our signature cocktails. We mix the ginger beer with our apple liqueur, and it creates a cocktail called Root of All Apple.
Oh, I like the name.
It's a play on words. Ginger is a root, of course, and it's an apple liqueur, Root of All Apple.
And you made that up?
Yes, ma'am.
And so what is the other one that you have, the Lawless?
So this is a black cherry liqueur. Given the history of San Jose, and I'm born and raised here in San Jose.
Really?
Yes, I am. And I am a fan of black cherry, and giving homage to the history of San Jose,
the cherry trees,
which was a lot of cherry orchards right here. So I decided to take on the task of creating a black cherry liqueur that does not have the cough syrup taste.
Wow.
Typically, black cherry and alcohol tend to taste like cough syrup. I believe I've remedied that problem.
Wow, so you have like a very unique taste buds in order to do that.
I just like to mix flavors. I'm pretty good at getting it right or close the first time. From there, I hold myself accountable before anyone else will ever know it was created.
Wow.
So I set my own expectations for myself high. So I try. If I don't like it, then I try again. If I don't like it, until I like it, then I'll start getting other people's opinions.
Well, I'm so impressed that you created a future that didn't exist.
Thank you.
You saw way beyond the average person to see what do I need to do and where is this going to lead me, and then you went to work to make it happen. So how did you find this location? This is an odd location, but I like it.
Well, zoning had a lot to do with it because to be an alcohol manufacturer, you require light industrial zoning or higher.
This environment that you have here can provide lots of different things for people.
It can. Our main focus is manufacturing spirits, but we have enough room here to now look at different avenues of revenue. We have plenty of space, so private parties is now where we're looking at as well. Being a venue. We have a real rustic look.
Yes.
We have our equipment. It sets a modern rustic environment for people to just enjoy themselves.
So if people want to give an event here, and you put, that's one thing you can do. Plus, just a group of people could come and do the tasting.
And do tastings, yes.
And you can have like an organization say that we're going to be tasting at the S.B.S. And then there's also, they can buy hot dog, hamburger.
Well, on Sundays we do, during football season, we do what's called
Football,
tasting and tastings and tailgating.
Okay.
So what we do is it's a semi-private event where we provide an atmosphere where you can come and watch the game, You'll buy a tasting while you're at it, and we'll also have food for you to enjoy as you have fun and enjoy our amenities.
I like it. So if they want to purchase a bottle, they can come and do that.
They can purchase they can purchase directly from here.
Once they taste it, they're gonna buy, right?
Yeah.
That's the idea.
The tasting is my hook and line.
It's the way to get it into the bottle. Okay, good. I like that.
That is my fishing tactic.
Okay. And or they can just come in and taste, right?
Yes, they can come in and taste as well. They can also go to our website, www.southbayspirits.com, and they can schedule tasting 48 hours in advance directly on our website.
Now, do you have a minimum of people? Or?
I'd like to get, weeknights, I'd like to get a group of 10 or so, but if you don't have 10, I mean, everything's up. You can book, and that opens conversation.
Right,
once dialogue is started, and we can go from there.
Well, I am so impressed. This is really a great missing, since it hasn't been here. So you're going to provide a service that everybody's going to say, "Yeah, I'm coming." The other thing I see is all these TVs. Does that mean certain people can watch certain games and some people watching others?
Yes, ma'am.
So you made it convenient for people to just come in and kick back.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we didn't want to be like the traditional distillery. You come, you taste, you buy, you leave. We decided to take the approach where you come, you taste, you can hang out for a while.
Okay.
You can watch some games. We want people to get acquainted with each other. It could be a person from this walk of life and a person from this walk of life, and they can come together and talk and fellowship amongst other people here at South Bay Spirits.
I so like this. I recently went up to the wine country about a year ago and had a great time at Brown's winery. I didn't know they had a black winery up there. But to know that you're here and you set this up, it hasn't been done before, is such an honor. I'm so glad I'm here.
Thank you.
Because we need to, as a race of people, need to venture out and expand ourselves into different businesses. And I'm glad you had that entrepreneurial. So good luck to you, and thanks to your mom and dad. You always have to give credit to your mom and dad.
I do, yes.
Yes. So, could I have one of these tastings?
Oh, of course.
I'm not an expert, but I do know if I like something.
Okay.
I won't know why I like it.
Okay.
That the mix well, and I couldn't talk about all of that. But for the most part.
So first, we're going to start with my vodka line, ER 1.0. It's an ultra premium vodka, 7 times distilled. So it's crisp and refreshing, and at the same time, very, very smooth.
Okay. And also, it's not enough that I can't drive. It's just a little.
Correct. We pour the state mandated amount.
Okay.
It'll be all right.
To everybody who's going to be coming, I've had my first taste.
For a vodka. That was surprisingly smooth.
It is smooth. I know nothing about alcohol, okay? Not that I don't drink it, but I couldn't tell. I can't describe it, but I can tell the difference that this is smooth.
So here's what I saw. I saw as you were taking it, you were preparing for the worst. and as you realized the worst was not here, then everything just lightened up. Yeah. That's what I saw.
Yeah, that's true. Now, unlike wine tasting, I don't have to eat bread or anything to get that taste out.
No.
Taste one.
Especially not with vodka. Vodka notoriously is known for being odorless and tasteless.
Oh, okay.
So that's why we started with the vodka. Once we get to the liqueurs, there's a bunch of flavor there. So then I'll give you some water in between to kind of cleanse your palate.
Okay, so you guys, this is my first alcohol tasting, and so far, not bad.
So here's our citrus vodka.
Citrus vodka.
Citrus vodka is 7 times distilled as well, but in between the 6th distillation and the 7th, We soak the distillate in lemon and lime zest, and then we put it back in the still.
And you said earlier that takes any impurities out, or?
So running it through the still, just like distilling water. You boil the water till it turns into vapor, it rises, then it condenses back. That's how you would with distilled water, you leave any contaminants that were in the water behind.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Same thing with anything that's in within the alcohol. The alcohol turns into vapor, it goes up. Any contaminants or anything get left behind in the water, and the alcohol travels, and then it condenses back into a liquid form.
Okay, I'm going to try the
Citrus vodka.
citrus vodka.
So smell that one first. You should get a nice
nice
lemon lime
nice
aroma, and you'll get a subtle citrus taste on the finish.
Yeah. Wow.
Yet that subtle flavor,
It is,
along
right?
with the
It's good in my
smoothness
throat,
of the vodka, it almost, if you like lemon and lime, you get a little coating of the essential oils left on your tongue. So it kind of lingers even after you've taken it.
Yeah, I can feel that taste thing. Mm-hmm. Now tell me this.
Yes, ma'am.
You did this just from tasting yourself.
Yes.
You did not get a book. You didn't. You developed this. That is so
Self-taught.
amazing to me.
As I'm distilling, because it would be very unhealthy to continue to taste all the way through. So with alcohol, there's several different alcohols, and they all turn into vapor at different temperatures. So you can track once you get acclimated, you can track or know by temperature and time what you're getting, and smell, of course, what you're getting, and then I decipher what I want to keep and what I don't want to keep.
Wow. Now the distillery here, did you have to, are there regulations with that? I mean, in order to have a distillery, you have to do this, or this?
Yes, the local permitting process was very extensive, very lengthy, a lot of learning on both sides, I should say. There was no clear-cut path, being this was the first craft distillery here in the city.
Now, did they actually come out and taste it, so they'll?
Oh, no.
So all this is just written?
Correct.
Written policies and directions and stuff like that?
Correct.
Okay. So I find that amazing in itself, that there's no, okay, we'll come and taste it and give you our okay or not.
Well,
other than the paperwork.
You get the okay from the federal government.
Mm-hmm.
So the federal government, even if it's a family heirloom recipe, you have to give them that recipe.
Okay, that's what I was trying to get to. Because
yeah, the federal government is in charge of that. So
they own
if it was, well, they don't own it, but they just have to make sure that what you're mixing is safe.
Okay.
So you give them the ingredients. If they feel that they need further analysis, they'll ask you to send in a sample. But if your ingredients are clear cut and dry and deemed safe already, then you're fine. No further analysis.
You don't have to provide that chemical analysis.
No.
They do that.
Well, no, they have a long list of already approved ingredients.
Okay.
So you submit the recipe, they'll check your ingredients that you submitted. If your ingredients are on that list, you're fine.
Oh, I see.
If your ingredients are not on that list, then they'll make you go and get the fact sheets on those ingredients that you're using. You have to send in the data sheet and all of that stuff.
Okay, and that'll take more extensive time.
Correct.
Right. That is so awesome. I think that this is something San Jose will gravitate to.
Being that I use all natural products, it made things much easier.
Everything's natural.
Everything's natural. We use real juices, and we use real spices, and in our apple liqueur, we boil apple juice with cinnamon.
Apple juice, just regular apple juice?
Yep, regular apple juice.
Okay.
Real apple juice.
Real
If you
apple
notice
juice.
this apple, it's the actual color of apple juice.
Yeah, it is.
It's not some neon green substance that's called apple. This is real apple juice, and we boil it for an hour with cinnamon, whole cinnamon sticks, whole allspice, whole peppercorn, whole star anise, Mexican vanilla, molasses, some lemon juice, brown sugar, a few other things I'm not going to give away.
Yeah, don't give away your secrets, because somebody else will be trying.
We boil that for an hour and then let it rest while at that elevated temperature till it cools down, and then we incorporate our 6 times distilled spirit.
You know what I'm fascinated about is to get the recipe down that you can make it. I can see you making it for yourself, but to get the recipe down that you can make bulk quantities time and time again, that must have been very difficult.
Trial and error and documenting everything.
Yeah.
I mean, once you get your processes set and dialed in where you want it, so each time you go, you notate your process.
So you're like a scientist.
I wouldn't go.
They take notations of everything. This is 1/4 or whatever.
Similar to a scientist, but I know people to be called a scientist, they put in a lot of work and a lot of education to be called the scientist. So I am in no way, shape, or form going to claim to be a scientist, but I do keep records of what I'm doing.
Well, that's what I meant.
Yeah.
Like similar to that, you keep records that you can back up. So if you have to take off something, you know what you're taking off.
Correct.
Add something, you know what you're adding.
Yes.
So that you get to the point of this is the product.
More so along the lines of a good chef.
I like that too. Yeah. So, are you a chef too?
I'm not a chef.
You cook.
We can say I'm a home chef. I've been cooking
have
for
a restaurant that pretty soon.
It's funny you should say that.
I know.
In the game at this location, there will be a restaurant.
Okay.
We have some time to get there, but that is where we're headed.
Now I don't know if about this one. This is a stronger.
No, you've had the strongest. These are liqueur. These are much lighter and more flavorful.
Okay.
So the Lawless brand I created as a gateway into the spirits world for wine drinkers.
Okay, I'm a wine drinker.
So these are much more flavorful. They'll kind of remind you of a port, but I think they're even more flavorful than that.
Okay.
So let's start with the black cherry.
The black cherry was named because of the area, Santa Cruz, known for cherry trees. That's what we did when I was in high school.
Well,
We'd go pick cherries and apricots during the summer.
Yeah, and I just love black cherry myself.
Oh, you do?
And in my experience, I found anything but black cherry and alcohol typically tastes like cough syrup. So I really wanted to focus on the flavor of black cherry in this, and I believe I achieved that. But I'll let you be the judge.
Oh, let me see. Do I smell it first?
You're not going to get much smell off of it. You'll smell a little black cherry, but you should have an explosion of flavor.
Okay, here goes. It does taste like black cherry. It is good. It's a liqueur.
Yes.
It's tasty, y'all. Wow, that's good.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Now, what is this 10% off with PAD tasting? What does that mean?
Okay, so it looks like an eye fell off.
Oh,
So
I thought
those
it was an acronym. I'm sorry.
So those that come in and do a paid tasting, if they like what they taste and wanted to purchase a bottle, they get 10% off of their purchase.
Oh, really?
Yes.
That's great. That's not what they do up north.
I'm trying to do things that are outside of the box.
Okay.
I find it hard sometimes to just conform to do what everyone else is doing, because if everybody else is already doing it, it becomes boring.
You're the road less traveled person.
Yes.
Yes, I can see that, and I'm so happy for that too.
Thank you.
To think outside of the box and to go the opposite way and create something that's not there. That takes a lot of. Not only does it take courage, but it takes a certain kind of passion not to stop. Like you said, you had kind of failures in the beginning.
Yes.
But it was something about it that kept you going. So, you can inspire other people who have ideas.
Oh, I have no quitting. That's just something that was instilled in me long ago. I have no quit in me. There's no quit.
There's no quitting.
Failure of something that I started is not an option for me.
It's not an option.
If I started, I have to finish it.
That is so great. So a lot of us can take lessons because we all have passion that we somehow, sometime, somewhere we dropped. We let, aside circumstances or whatever.
Yeah.
But listening to you, it makes one want to think that, well, let me go back.
So this one, there's a saying, you save the best for last.
This is the best.
And that is what we have done here. This one, I would like you to smell before you try.
Okay.
And just give the people a glimpse at what you smell.
Oh, that smells like apple, cinnamon. It's a strong, like an apple pie.
Mm-hmm. That is intentional. Well, all of the ingredients I listed off to you are in one way or another. Well, some of them are not present, but in this case, it smells and tastes like an apple pie. Yet you get notes of all of those ingredients on your palate.
Wow, my palate, I'm sorry to say, is not that sophisticated.
Okay.
But I do know people that will be coming in that have very sophisticated palates, and their reaction would be quite different than mine.
You'll be surprised what your palate is about to pick up.
Really? Okay, well, here goes. My fourth one. It does kind of taste like apple pie. Smooth apple pie. It tastes like a hot apple pie. Like ice cream, a la mode apple pie.
Oh yeah,
That's intentional.
And it can also be used as an adult ice cream topping. I would say you put the bottle in the freezer and get you a nice cold scoop of ice cream and drizzle a little over the top. Go ahead and enjoy yourself.
So that's the one I want. The apple liqueur. Okay. Everybody's gonna come here and say, "Okay, give me that one."
Well, the holiday season is upon us.
Well, now, I can go to the website, book it for 10 or 15 people. We can have a Christmas party here with all the different groups. You guys can have your networking groups come here, do a networking party. Tasting would be like a great evening, and you'd give us all this information. They'd have a tasting room, and then they can buy a bottle, and plus purchase food to change in between the drinks. I might have gotten things twisted.
Yeah, we're technically not a restaurant, but we have, when we do private parties, sometimes we do provide food.
Okay, and that can all be scheduled on the website.
Yes.
And that website is on the system
Well, you can schedule on the website, and that opens dialogue, and then we can communicate on where to go from there.
So, how many people can fit into this area?
We can fit about 150 people in this area.
Wow, that's great.
We have room for more, but in its current state.
Now, do you have a band area? Do they come with music or?
We have the space to set up just about anything.
Okay.
in here.
It looks like it. That's why.
We have just short of 11,000 square feet.
This is awesome, and I like the fact that you're the first ever in San Jose.
Yes.
That you're young, and that you have the spirit and the experience to create such an adventure.
Thank you.
For people. So congratulations.
Thank you.
I hope you have the best success. And I know the people in San Jose,
I hope so too.
they'll be coming. They're going to be coming. Okay. Well, thank you very much. And as you can see, you need to book it. Look up on the website. Bring your friends. Bring your organization, your company, to really enjoy the atmosphere. It's kind of rustic. It really looks good. It tastes good. And I'm not even a taster, but I know what I like, So come and check it out and have your events, especially now that the holidays are here. You could really have a really good time supporting the S.B.S. And I want to thank you again for watching Peninsula View. And thanks, Eric, for such a great time. Thank you.
Thank you.